Black Moshannon State Park. Tucked high up on the Allegheny Plateau, this park is one of Pennsylvania's most unique natural areas. Known for its vast wetlands and dark tannin-stained waters of Black Moshannon Lake, it has a history that stretches back long before it became a state park. Early settlers once cleared the surrounding forests and drained parts of the bog for farming, only for nature to slowly reclaim its land. Later, the Civilian Conservation Corps came in during the 1930s, building many of the trails and structures that are still standing today. For this trip, I rented a cabin right here in the park, but we won't be staying comfortable for long. We'll be saying goodbye to the warmth and shelter of that cabin and trading it in for the cold and icy trails that wind through Black Moshannon's rugged terrain. In this episode, I'll be covering roughly 15 miles through frozen wetlands, dense forests, and around the lake itself on a frigid February day. Winter is a special time to explore popular parks like this one. The crowds are gone, the trails are quiet, and you really feel like you have the entire place to yourself. This is actually my 43rd state park documentary, so if you've missed any of the previous 42, make sure to go back and check those out when you're done with this one. As always, enough talking, let's get to hiking. Well, good morning and welcome back to a moody morning here up in central Pennsylvania. As you've probably already seen in the title, I'm here in an all-new state park for the channel, Black Moshannon. I believe this is state park number 42 for Maximum Outdoors, as we set out to document each and every one of these unique state parks in the state of Pennsylvania. Today, I'm going to be setting out on a pretty ambitious plan. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. I'm going to be trying to do 15 miles today, navigating my way around the entire Black Moshannon Lake today. And like I said, in total, all the way from cabin back to the cabin will be 15 miles. As you can see, trail conditions aren't really ideal right now. Lots of ice, and it's sleeting on me pretty good here. So we're gonna play it by hour here. We'll see how quickly I move. But like I said, the goal is to do all 15 miles today, which I haven't done 15 miles in a while. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I don't slip and fall too much. Like I said, the trail is a bit nasty. But as we progress through the day, I will tell you a little bit more about this pretty unique state park here up in the center part of Pennsylvania. So I'm going to focus on hiking and not falling, and I will see you once we get to the lake. Alrighty, as promised, we have arrived here finally at Black Moshannon Lake. As you can see, pretty frozen over. Whenever I popped out of the forest, I thought these shrubs off in the distance were like hundreds of ice fishermen. But it turns out that there are maybe 3 or 4 out there. You can see them drilling through the ice. But yeah, it has been quite the adventure so far this morning. I woke up around 7 a.m. It was blue skies, warm, and then by the time I had my Red Bull and threw on my pack, this weather system blew in. Snow, sleet, windy. I think we had some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts as we traversed the trail here. Wasn't too bad, just very icy. So fingers crossed the trail will be a little clearer as we continue. We might be maybe 2 miles in right now, so 13 to go. But I just wanted to stop and show you a view of the beautiful Black Moshannon Lake here before we get to heading back into the forest. It's going to be an interesting day, I can already tell. I'm hoping all the marshes and bogs that we hiked through today aren't just a solid sheet of ice, because that might mean I have to turn around. But yeah, one last view of Black Moshannon Lake before we hit the next trail. So well, we have arrived at our next destination for the day. This is the Bog Trail, and I believe this is one of the more popular trails here within Black Moshannon. You hike along a nice boardwalk. Maybe don't come here in the middle of the winter when everything's covered in ice, but you get a good taste of everything that this bog has to offer. Some rhododendron off in the distance. You get some nice views of the lake behind me, and you can even spot some of these carnivorous pitcher plants right here. Bugs will fly in and they actually feed off of insects. How cool is that? So yeah, we're going to continue on. The weather really isn't looking any better, but I just wanted to show you very briefly a little taste of the bog trail here as we traverse this very cool boardwalk. I bet this place would be pretty spectacular in the spring and summer, but let's continue on. We got a big day ahead of us. Yeah, this weather just keeps getting more interesting as the day progresses here. You can see the boardwalk off in the distance. We're going to say goodbye to the bog trail. Highly recommend it. It was very short, very easy, great views. But we're going to head on to our next destination now, the Moss-Hanne trail. It is 7 miles, and basically once we get halfway in here, there's no turning back. This is where the trail is going to get pretty dicey, I think. We're going to be traversing through swamps and bogs and dealing with this weather. So fingers crossed we won't have to turn back, but who knows? I don't know what to expect at this point. But yeah, let's check out the Moss-Hanne trail, 7 miles, and yeah, hopefully we get some cool views along the way, and hopefully we stay safe. But as you can see, the trail is nothing but a sheet of ice. So definitely feel like I came a little ill prepared today, but it is what it is. So let's get it, guys. All right, well, as you can see, made some friends off in the distance. Doesn't seem like they are too happy that I'm here. But as you can see, nice little beaver dam off in the distance. This is definitely the more secluded section of the lake. I was just thinking how cool it would be to bring up a kayak and paddle around here in the summertime. But yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time here. You can see the beaver dam. They'll post up there in the wintertime, avoiding predators and whatnot. But definitely a cool sight to see with all the snow and everything. But yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to our Canadian geese friends over there and continue along the Moss-Hanne trail. So let's go. Alrighty, just a little update here from the Moss-Hanne trail. We've gained a little bit of elevation and are hiking along this ridge top now. The wind has not slowed down, neither has the sleet and snow. The snow is a little bit deeper up here, but as you can see, no footprints. Like I said, I don't think anybody hikes these trails in the wintertime. I have spooked up a few grouse along this ridge top, and if you've never heard of grouse before, it'll give you a heart attack. It is one of the more terrifying things to hear out in the woods, especially when you're not expecting it. But yeah, we're going to continue along here. This section of the trail is about 3 miles until our next junction, so I will probably see you there. I think we have to hike across the property of an airport too. I was just looking at the map, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll see you in probably 3 miles unless something crazy happens. Looks like another storm's blown in. Alrighty, well, 3 miles later, as you can see, we have made it to our next junction here. We're going to continue along the Moss-Hanne trail. We have 4.1 miles left to get to the road, and I'm pretty sure we are pretty close to being halfway done with this trail now. I have not seen another soul. I've not really seen any wildlife. Not a lot to report from the last 3 miles, other than it got colder. As you can see, my beard's all frozen up, my bag and my hat are as well. My batteries keep dying. As we are traversing on through the bog and the swamp, my feet kept going through this thin sheet of ice, and my feet are pretty soaked as well. So winter hiking definitely comes with its own unique set of challenges, but we're getting there. 15 miles in the winter is no joke. So we're going to continue on, and I'll show you whatever else we see along the trail. I think we'll get some more views of the lake here shortly, and I'll tell you a little bit of what makes this park so special. So let's continue on, and we got about 8 or 9 miles left. So hopefully we don't have to hike at all in the dark, but let's go. I haven't really talked too much about Black Moshannon State Park, but as you can see behind me, I am traversing yet another one of these boardwalks. There are hundreds of these boardwalks in this park, and that is one of the reasons why this area is so unique. I talked about it in the intro, but maybe not the boardwalks, but the swamps and bogs and sphagnum moss really make this area stand out compared to a lot of the other state parks in Pennsylvania. Yeah, coming here in the winter time might not be the most ideal time to come out and see some of the features here. Looking forward to coming back out here in the spring or summer and getting the full experience, but I just wanted to touch upon what makes this area so special, and it's all those swamps and bogs that unfortunately we can't really see right now due to them all being frozen over. But as you can imagine, in the spring and the summer, this place is probably just full of wildlife, and I'm guessing extremely muddy. But yeah, we're going to continue on. I just wanted to show you one of the many boardwalks here within Black Moshannon State Park. All right, well, it looks like the sun is going to try to show its face for the first time today, but I figured I would stop here and show you some of these views as we traverse another boardwalk. It looks like we're going to head right through the center of the swamp here. Some big old hemlocks and pitch pines off in the distance as the wind whips on through the swamp here. Just a pretty unique area here. Central Pennsylvania is definitely a hidden gem in terms of all the other great areas we have in the state. So we're going to continue on here through the swamp. Just wanted to show you some of these views of beautiful Black Moshannon State Park. We got about 3 miles until we get back to the road, and yeah, things are starting to look up. My feet are a little bit drier, my beard's thawed out, and my batteries are working. So yeah, let's continue on. Well, not a lot to see along the snowy trail here, but I did just make a kind of interesting discovery. So down below me here, you can see this hole. I've probably passed a good 15 to 20 of these throughout the day. You can see something's burrowing in and kind of throwing some leaves and organic matter out of the hole. Originally, I thought it was probably a mouse or a mole, but I think we found our culprit here. We look on down here, you could distinctly make out some claws, so I'm guessing like a pine marten or some kind of weasel. So they're probably digging in the snow trying to find some grubs and whatnot, but I thought this was kind of interesting. Well, right after we were talking about those tiny tracks, take a look at these. These are a little bit larger. I wouldn't be surprised if these are possibly fisher tracks. I mean, they are pretty decent sized. As you can see, whatever it is heading the same direction I am, and they look fairly fresh. So maybe we'll get a peek at a fisher today. And just like that, we are back in the swamp. As you can see, I just scared quite a few wood ducks out of this little pond here. And as you can see, definitely some evidence that there is some beaver activity happening here. But yeah, this last section of the Moss-Hanne trail is turning out to be maybe one of the best parts of it. So let's continue on here. All right, just a little trail update. We are about a mile and a half away from the main road, as well as a mile and a half until we wrap up the Moss-Hanne trail. And as you can see, I've arrived here in this pretty spooky looking hemlock grove. Very, very dense. You can see why this area in central Pennsylvania was simply known as the Black Forest back in the 1800s. Check these views out. I just looked at my All Trails app and we are about a stone's throw away from Beaver Road, which will wrap up the Moss-Hanne trail. And I have to say, I give it 2 thumbs up. We got to see plenty of unique features today, including that old beaver dam, the natural spring, the spooky hemlock forest, as well as the red pine that we just seen not too far ago. And we're ending it with this pretty incredible rhododendron forest. So yeah, the Moss-Hanne trail was definitely worth the 7 miles. Although I am guessing within a few weeks, whenever all the snow melts off, it is going to be a muddy mess back there. But anyway, we're about to do our road hike back to the cabin. As I said before, we'll crisscross in between the road as well as a few hiking trails. I did just look at my phone a few minutes ago, and we are at 11 miles, which leads me to believe that I was probably wrong whenever I said 15. It's looking like this is going to turn into close to 18 or 19 mile day. We still have a lot of ground to cover, but yeah, enough talking. I really have to get to hiking because we'll be hiking in the dark if I don't pick up my pace now. Luckily for me, a lot of it will be road hiking, so I think we can pick up the pace a little. But yeah, one last view of the Moss-Hanne trail as well as this beautiful rhododendron forest. So let's get a little road hiking in. What do you say, guys? So here is your first look at our next trail here. Just jumped off the road. This one is known as the Star Mill Trail, and we will be on this for 2 miles, pretty much following right along the perimeter of Black Moshannon Lake. You can see it off to the left there. The wind is kicking up. It is getting even colder and colder, but still having some fun out here. So let's check out what the Star Mill Trail has to offer. Oh man, another cold front blowing through. It feels like it dropped another 5 degrees. But just to give you some sense on how far we still have to go, the cabins are actually directly across from us right now. The thought of crossing the ice has run through my head a few times. But anyway, we still have to navigate all the way around the lake here, cross a few bridges, and then hike up to the top of that trail. You can see the ice fishermen that we seen earlier, as well as the bog trail. Yeah, it is getting nasty out here. It is very windy and very cold, but we have to get back to the cabin, obviously. So I just looked at the phone. We're at 13 miles and we still have a while to go. I know I said that a million times, but yeah, this is turning out to be quite the adventure today. So let's get it. Alrighty folks, well, as you can see, we have made it back in one piece to cabin 17. It has been a whirlwind of a day. Hopefully this video wasn't too long and boring, but yeah, thank you again for sticking around and watching another documentation of State Park number 42 for the channel, Black Moshannon. So we're gonna wrap things up here. If you want to see a cabin tour, stay tuned for that, as well as the hike that we're going to be doing tomorrow morning, tackling part of the Allegheny Front Trail. So yeah, it was a good day. Black Moshannon was a lot of fun, and I really look forward to coming back and exploring this in another season. It's hard to, you know, tell and get a good idea of how a park is based off of winter hiking, but still, we did 15 miles a day. That's quite the accomplishment, and always fun to go out into the wild and challenge yourself. So I encourage everybody out there to do something similar. Go out, get outside of your comfort zone, and go do something fun out in nature. But all right guys, that will wrap up this video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed Black Moshannon and learned something. But yeah, I will see you next week from the Allegheny Front Trail. I'll see you then.